Good morning and welcome to the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the home of the Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. I'm Emery Songer, and in just a moment, we'll have the Class 5A semifinals between number 1 seed Cedar Falls and number 4 Ankeny, right here on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea.
And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action.
And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
If you want to save more.
If you want a butcher who knows more.
If you want fewer aisles and more value.
Less quantity, more quality.
If you want more of this.
And this.
And this.
This is Fairway, and this is how we do more.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all and more into meat and grocery.
Hey, Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
Back here live from the U.S. Cellular Center, Cedar Rapids, Emery Songer with you, getting set for the first of what will be 5 games here on Court 1 on this Thursday. All semifinal matchups will go 5A on down to 1A for the nightcaps at 6 p.m. Let's go ahead and talk about our two teams here, and we'll start with the lower-seeded Ankeny Hawkettes, a 36-5 record coming into the tournament. They added their 37th win in a sweep over Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln the other day, 25-20, 25-15, 25-18. That's 17 straight wins for this team, and their last loss was to the Valley Tigers, who are playing on Court 2 in the other semifinals. So if they are able to pull off the upset against Cedar Falls here, they very well could set up a rematch of that matchup they had back in late September. Second most blocks in the class, also won in Region 5 by sweeping Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and they are ranked 4th not only in this tournament but in the IGHSAU rankings at the end of the season, as the top teams all made it here by being regional champs. Now, for the number 1 team in the state, the Tigers from Cedar Falls, they added their 42nd win against Waukee, but they had to survive that one. It was a lot closer than people thought. They got up 2-0 quickly, 25-22, 25-10, but lost the next 2 sets in tight fashion to the Waukee Warriors, 25-21, 26-24, and then outlasted the Warriors 15-12 in that 5th set to advance. They hadn't played 5 sets against Waukee since the 2013 volleyball season. But 5-set losses all season, which is just absurd to think about when you're talking about 42 games played coming in. They lost 2 sets, however, as mentioned, a couple days ago right here on this floor. They are undefeated against Iowa teams. That still stands. They're Class 5A Region 6 champs, dominating Marshalltown to get here. Ranked number 1 all season long, and for good reason. This team was the heavy favorite coming in, and they should still remain that heavy favorite. But Ankeny certainly had to feel good about seeing that team get close to being upset, knowing that this team can be tested and beaten potentially. Or it might go the other way, and Cedar Falls really wakes up. Matthew Johnson will have his Tigers ready to play here in the state semifinals. It'll be Ankeny and Cedar Falls coming up. We'll have your starting lineups after this. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At Casey's, we're here for early mornings and Friday nights. Here for the firsts and the traditions, through the good days and the tough times. We're here for the people who are here for each other. Casey's, here for our town, here for good.
Now at Casey's, get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $9.99 each.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
Businesses are hiring DMAC grads.
DMAC's tuned into what the employers in the central Iowa area are looking for. They offer those courses and degrees in those areas that makes it very highly marketable.
A majority of jobs available just require the technical skills, the hands-on skills that you get with a 2-year degree. DMAC is more a model of the future because the students are employable right away.
I think DMAC does a great job of preparing you for life.
DMAC, life's calling.
Cedar Falls wrapping up their warm-ups, and we are moments away from our starting lineups. The number 4 seed Ankeny taking on number 1 seed Cedar Falls. The other semifinal on court 2, the 7 seed Pleasant Valley, who pulled an upset on Iowa City Liberty. They're taking on the number 3 seed West Des Moines Valley, the last team actually to beat these Ankeny Hawkettes. Winner of these 2 matches will face off tomorrow in the first game of Championship Friday here at the U.S. Cellular Center. The way that they're going to do this is they will introduce all 4 teams that are playing in this first window together, and usually they have done court 2 first, so we'll keep it here for the time being and wait for them to make their announcements here for court 1. But I will say this, it is going to be a loud atmosphere. These Class 4A schools usually travel very, very well. The Cedar Falls crowd all decked out in neon colors up in the balcony. An interesting vibe here in the U.S. Cellular Center. Smallest crowd belonging to the Valley Tigers, I believe. But still, as I mentioned, plenty of students here on a Thursday morning supporting their schools in the state semifinals. So they are indeed introducing the teams on the far side. A couple of interesting statistics, and all of these stats are going to be reflective of the pre-state tournament, so these will not take into account the games that these teams had statistically in the first game, as we don't get updated statistics. But I will say that if you're looking at Ankeny, they do have a pretty balanced attack. Isabel Vasek, Malia Doherty, and Fiona Schrader, all are going to have big, big games, you would think, for Ankeny if they're going to pull off the upset against Cedar Falls. Emerson Green is not going to be one you're going to hear a ton on the attack. She has had plenty of kills, but that's as the setter. She is passing it around, but she was so impressive the other day, helping set up some of her big-time attackers. Jada Golden-Smith, Elena Yates. There's not a whole lot you can complain about when you continuously are setting to Acacia Brown and Elena Yates. Brown and Yates both with a ton of kills per set. Brown leading the way, came into the tournament with 434, had over 20 in the quarterfinal win over Waukee. Both these head coaches knows what is at stake. Dave Williams for Ankeny. Its squad has made 22 state tournament appearances. or 18 rather. It's 22 for Coach Williams. Fiona Schrader for Ankeny, all-state player, is a junior. And she is going to be that setter. She's going to be setting players up for the Hawkettes throughout this one, and it'll be really fun to see as the Ankeny fans and the student section all decked out in beach attire. The fun theme, especially when you consider it's 25 degrees outside here in Cedar Rapids. And now let's go ahead and go on down to our PA announcer for the announcement of our Cedar Falls Tigers and Ankeny Hawkettes and officials here on court number 1.
Sean Peterson, line judges, Nikki O'Keefe and Keith Hartgrave. And now, over to you, Mr. Blackwell on court 1.
Fans, it's now time to introduce the players for today's semifinal match. First for the Ankeny Hawkettes. Number 2, Riley Johnson. Number 3, Mallory Luther. Number 9, Ava Reynolds. Number 13, Haley Grubb. Number 15, Lexi Stevens. Number 20, Olivia Harpina. Number 22, Hannah Bear. The assistant coaches are Samantha Sheldon, Bridget Holly, Kevin Andres, Adam Jensen, and Michaela Rauch. Now for your starting lineup. Number 4, Malia Doherty. Number 4, Lauren Willett. Number 5, Malia Doherty. Number 8, Macy Witteren. Number 11, McKenna Scheib. Number 12, Isabel Bossick. Number 19, Fiona Schrader. The libero is number 10, Casey Barrett. The head coach is Dave Wims. Now let's meet the Tigers of Cedar Falls. Number 1, Lady Nielsen. Number 3, Lexi Godfrey. Number 8, Sarah Albaugh. Number 12, Nohea Mahi. Number 13, Taria Campbell. Number 15, Katie Bremer. Number 16, Ellie Curtis. Number 19, Lauren Lilly. The assistant coaches are Adam Timmons, Madison Walker, Abby Perez, Morgan Rutherford, and Taz Brown. Now let's meet the starters for the Tigers. Number 4, Emerson Green. Number 5, Jada Golden Smith. Number 7, Olivia Bronner. Number 14, Emmy Wedgbury. Number 17, Elena Yates. Number 21, Acacia Brown. Number 2, the libero, Kirsten Gray. Your head coach is Matthew Johnson. Let's meet the officials. Your first referee is Kurt Larkin. Your R2 is Gene Denny. The line judges are Jennifer Lewis and Jennifer Wick. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please join us.
We'll go ahead and we'll step aside. When you come back, we'll have the action for you at the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Getting set for action, Ankeny, Cedar Falls. Tigers 42-1 this season. They're wearing white, trimmed with red. Ankeny also wearing white. They're trimmed, however, in burgundy and gold. You call it maybe even brown and gold. Either way, two white uniform teams. We'll try to keep it straight, but the red is going to be involved with the Cedar Falls Tigers, and the brown will be involved with Ankeny. Our starting lineups that we had just before the break brought to you by Buena Vista University, located in Storm Lake, Iowa. Buena Vista University prepares students for lifelong success through transformational academic, professional, and co-curricular programs. Schedule your visit today at bvu.edu. Two teams getting their final words from their head coaches and set to go out there for the biggest match of their season, obviously. Cedar Falls will be on the right side of your screen to start out. Ankeny to your left. Gotta love this kind of atmosphere for a state tournament. Great crowds on hand for Cedar Falls and for Pleasant Valley, as both of their student sections have had to go up into the upper deck. It will be Cedar Falls to serve first. Olivia Bronner is lining that up as the official rotations are being checked by Gene Denny, our second referee down on the floor. Head coach for Ankeny, Dave Wims, 14 years at Ankeny, 35 years as a coach. For Cedar Falls, head coach Matthew Johnson, he's had 6 years on the job, all at Cedar Falls, and man, he's got quite the team here. Those 6 years have been full of success. 5 state tournament appearances. The serve is up. We're ready to go. Set to the far side. And immediately looking for Vasek. Yates trying out of the middle. Both top attackers. Vasek. That one's taken nicely by Emmy Wedgbury. Acacia Brown will come. Ah, yeah, you like to see that from Fiona Schrader. Tall, athletic setter. And then the block. And kept alive. Yates just plays it over, but they're going to say net violation, point to Ankeny, and a good start for both of these teams. Kurt Wyken is our number 1 official up on the stand. I mentioned Gene Denny will be on the floor. He will be spotting a lot of those net violations. Seen plenty of those throughout this state tournament. Trying to aggressively get set up. Look at that. Acacia Brown off to a good start. Lexi Godfrey substitutes into the game. She will serve. Substitutions in today's match are brought to you by IMT Insurance, and learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Far side, Malia Doherty's first opportunity. Dug out pretty easily. Here's Brown. She wants to go down the line. Doherty's going to be able to get this one up over the net, but Brown sends it right back. And Cedar Falls, a 2-1 lead in the early going. Going to see a lot of that. A lot of aggressiveness from Acacia Brown when she is up front. Schrader going to go to that far side. Doherty, full swing, hits the line. I mentioned Schrader's going to be an important player. She is going to be setting up players like Doherty to have attacks just like that right at the net. Back to serve, McKenna Scheib. Scheib sets up, jogs up, puts it in play. Dugout, Wedgbury. Set, Brown, cross court. Emerson Green's going to be looking that direction an awful lot. You're going to see 21 in white and red. Getting a lot of full swings off passes from Emerson Green. Here's a serve. This is a joust to the net. Brown leaping ability is going to give her that opportunity to put those away pretty much every time they're there. Green to serve. Dug out this one again, dangerously close to the net, but look at Schrader. 6 feet tall, about as tall as you'll see a setter. She has the ability to do that, dump balls over the net, take full swings as an attacker. She's got a lot going on in her skill set. Just because she's a setter does not mean that she can finish those at the net. Little bump set. Wedgbury just has to pass it over. Schrader, back set, near side, down the line. Riley Johnson. Johnson has been an effective attacker, plays up front. Will block and will be set up, especially in this part of the rotation. 4 up in the early going. It's off the block from Wedgbury. Schrader, a back set, looking for her again, Riley Johnson. Schrader looking to try to continue. Oh, nice dig from the libero, Kirsten Graves. Brown couldn't get her full body into that one, didn't matter. Able to get the big swing substitution into the game. Katie Remmert will enter, replacing Olivia Bronner for Cedar Falls. And again, that's another substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. A serve for Lakeisha Brown. About an ace every other set, and with that, every ace during this tournament, Adrenaline Fundraising will donate $5 to the IGHSAU to support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Another good serve by Brown. Schrader does a good job getting that set into a spot that Macy Wiederin can get a swing on it. I was thinking Schrader might just poke that over, considering how close to the net she was. Didn't want to fall into the net trying to keep it in play. Did a great job just to poke it into the air and allow Wiederin to put it away. Doherty serving for the Hawkettes. Bump for Brown into the net, this time from the back row. Ankeny hanging around here early. Ankeny had a pretty easy go of it against Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln. 25-20, 25-15, 25-18. Cedar Falls had to really sweat it out after going up 2-0 against Waukee. Waukee won the next 2 sets in close fashion, as there's a big kill on the far side by Emmy Wedgbury. You have to give Waukee a ton of credit. They'd been swept earlier in the season by several of these teams at the state tournament, but Waukee got to playing well at the right time and nearly pulled off the biggest of upsets, as that's just wide on the serve coming from Graves. So Ankeny gets another point here. If you're a fan of volleyball, this day's going to be fun. Both courts busy with semifinals. We will have a quintuple header on both courts with all 5 classes. A little miss hit there, almost created havoc for Ankeny. Good dive by Graves to get that little teardrop over. And then a kill far side, it'll be out. Katie Remmert gets her first. She's just a freshman. Isn't the most effective attacker they have, but she still is well above average. It's hard to be one of the best when you got players like Elena Yates and Acacia Brown on the squad. And we're tied at 8 in the early going of this first set. Schrader sets it up in the middle, but they're going to get her for a double hit on the set. That's the first one of those that we've seen. Saw plenty of those yesterday as well. These officials at the state tournament calling that very tight. Nice dig out of the back line. This one sent right back over from Yates. Schrader bump set. Riley Johnson has it off the block. This is going to go right back over. Schrader tries to poke it back. Good reaching bump that time by Doherty. This is just passed over. Brown is set for Yates out of the middle. Elena Yates on the board for the first time. Tigers now 10-8 the lead. Wedgbury back to serve once again. Junior averaging about half an ace per set, or an ace every other set. Johnson on a wide angle and in the net. Schrader says, my bad. A little bit wide on the set up there for her attacker. Run up from Wedgbury. Gives her a knuckleball. Schrader keeps it in play somehow, and it works out again. That's the magic of a player like Fiona Schrader. That 6 foot tall, if she's 5'8", 5'9", she can't make that play. Everybody else in this tournament, I would venture to say, from that setter spot is going to just poke that over the net to keep the play alive. She's able to poke it straight up and allowed McKenna Scheib to get the kill. A great play by Schrader. Here on the near side, Rimmer over the blockers. Bump set. And there's a big block by Yates, and that'll be a point. Emerson Green was there as well. Tigers have opened up a 3-point advantage again. Olivia Bronner back in at the beginning of the rotation to serve. Jog up, and the delivery, long. That was pretty close, but did appear to be long. Substitution into the game. Mallory Luther comes in. Substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Luther puts this in play. Received by Bronner. Yates. Dug out and back in by Lauren Willits. Running attack. McKenna Scheib. Second one of the match for Scheib. Hawkettes not going away quietly here. 12-11. Down by 1. Luther again to serve. Going right at Bronner again. She's able to dig it out. Green sets up Brown through the block. A couple of substitutions into the game, including Lexi Godfrey, who will come in to serve for Cedar Rapids. Cedar Falls, my mistake. We are in Cedar Rapids. Tigers put it in play here. Schrader, far side for Doherty. Partially blocked. Green bump set. Brown has to stop. Gets it over to the back row. Schrader went for the big kill, was blocked by Brown. With Schrader's history, she has the ability to just rise up and slam it home herself on the second hit. Brown was not fooled there. Big kill, Scheib out of the middle. Schrader, a little bit of a quick set. And Scheib off to a really solid start. She averages about a kill and a half per set. She's already up to 3 here in the first half of this set. She serves it. Here's Brown, poking it to the far side. Good dive, keeping it alive by Luther. Played over by Doherty. Green finds Jada Golden-Smith. She's dug out. Doherty, cross court. It's going to come right back over. Played across, but there's going to be a net violation on Cedar Falls. Green got into the net. Kind of lost where that ball was as it kind of trickled over the net and ran into the bottom. Cannot make net contact during the point. Put in play. Oh, there's Green. And I talked about it. When that ball's nearing the net, if you're a setter, what you need to do is just at least change the trajectory of the ball so somebody on the other side can't get a free swing and a little spinner that's just hanging up there waiting to be hit. 15-13 Tigers. Schrader's little back bump goes over the net. Here near side, Brown blocked. Good job by Schrader. This one looped over the blockers. It's going to be set far side. Kill for Doherty. It was Wiederin who helped with that block on Brown with Schrader. Blocking's got to be good, especially when you're lining up against Jada Golden-Smith, Elena Yates, Acacia Brown. Schrader with the left hand. Puts it right out. Brown on the serve. Near side. That was Wedgbury. It's set far side. Doherty. Not a lot on that one. Bump set here from Graves. Brown wide. That'll tie us up at 15. Good first set here between these two. Both teams still have their timeouts in full. Here's a good serve by Schrader. It'll be an ace. Bronner couldn't dig it out, and of course, every ace means $5 from Adrenaline Fundraising to the IGHSAU, supporting future state volleyball events. If your group's interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. 16-15 Hawkettes. Schrader. This one comes right back over the net. Wiederin makes no bones about it. Put it away. Timeout. Cedar Falls. Well, what do we have here? 2-point lead for Ankeny. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
17-15 out of the timeout from Cedar Falls. The number 1 ranked Tigers, after having to go to 5 sets against 8 seed Waukee in the first round, down by 2 early on here to Ankeny. Brown at the 10-foot line. Long. The Ankeny crowd getting energized with every point. And rightly so. They came in even as a 4 seed, a substantial underdog to this Cedar Falls team who had been number 1 all year long. As mentioned, only lost 1 time all season. And it was to a team in Kansas that they lost to. Golden Smith into the net. Wow. 19-15. Can Cedar Falls rally? They've lost 7 sets all year, and that includes the 2 they lost the other day. Another good serve from Schrader. Set up Brown. That's where you got to go. Off the block and down. Got to go to the players that brought you here. Brown being one of them. Over 450 kills on the season. Brown to serve. Her Tigers down by 3, 19-16. Just the first set. We play best of 5, first to win 3. And this will be a point. Ankeny, it'll be a double hit. Hawkettes are going to have to be sure not to make those kind of mistakes. Brown, another good serve. Schrader sets far side for Johnson. It was blocked. Schrader comes to this near side now. Wiederin. Put back in the air by Green. Graves. And wide this time from Remmert. Remmert, freshman, she's going to have to continue to be aggressive, but that time the ball was a little bit behind her as she made contact. And that's why that ball sailed on her as it went wide. 20-17 now, and Malia Doherty for Ankeny. Goes right at Remmert. Brown out of the back row. Oh, that's good. She is able to elevate, make that kind of contact, flush like that. Certainly going to be tough to stop, even when she is in the back row. 7 first set kills for her. One libero to another. Off the block was Wiederin. Near side, here's Emmert. Cross court, kept alive. Out of the back row. Playing it over are the Hawkettes. Green, Yates just has to punch it over. Schrader, far side. There's a full swing, and that'll be a point and a kill for Isabel Vasek. Haven't said her name very often. Vasek, 195 kills, was a team high for Ankeny this season. Her and Malia Doherty nearly neck and neck. Vasek, very quiet in this first set, comes through when they need her the most. This comes right back over the net. Yates is there. And Green just has to play it over. Miscommunication again. Schrader, where she's going. Vasek again, way long. Oh, they're going to say a tip. Cedar Falls can't believe it. Wow. Ankeny immediately said that ball was tipped. And then Head official Kurt Wyken said yes, indeed. 22-18. That's a huge play. And that's going to be a point for Elena Yates. Doesn't need all that power. As tall as she is, she can see the floor and she can soar over the other players and direct the ball away from the blockers. 22-19. Entertaining first set here in the semifinals in Class 5A. Out of the middle, Vasek off the block. They're 2 points away, are the Hawkettes, from taking a 1-0 lead. Substitution into the game. Lauren Willits comes in for Ankeny. She will serve. Substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Willits finds Brown on the back row. Set up. This is Rimmer wide. 5 set points for the underdog. Well, Cedar Falls will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus special features highlighting the Iowa Girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Ankeny, the 4 seed, had an excellent year. They are 37-5. But they are still a big underdog to the 42-1 Cedar Falls Tigers. They are 1 point away from taking the first set of this Class 5A semifinal. Lauren Willits serve long. You see it a lot out of a timeout. So often out of a timeout, that server will just be a little out of rhythm. Happens, I think, at least 30 to 40% of the time that server has a miss hit, and a lot of times it goes out. Still set point, however. This one going to float back over the net. Yates able to put it away. So a good serve from Cedar Falls follows a bad serve by Ankeny, and just like that, a couple of points shaved off the Ankeny lead. They're still 3 away from tying it, though. It's going to have to be absolute perfection from Cedar Falls, a team as close to perfect this season as you could be. The delivery. Played. Here is a nice diving dig joust at the net. It's down! Ankeny wins the first set. McKenna Scheib had a great first set. She finishes it off on a joust at the net. Ankeny won. Number 1 Cedar Falls 0. Got a good one setting up here, folks. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Crowded lecture halls? Not anymore. Southwestern Community College is a different place. It's where we break from traditional college to do what's best for your career. It's about teaching the way you learn, having fun along the way, and giving you the experience you need for what comes next. A job and an income in as little as 1 year. That's why you go to college in the first place. Southwestern Community College. Your career starts here. Check out SWIC's career-related programs at swiciowa.edu/yourcareer.
At Waldorf University, we are warriors. On campus and online. In the classroom and on the field. Our work today will power tomorrow, continuing a rich tradition started in 1903. And once you're one of us, you forever are. Waldorf University, we are warriors.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea.
And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action.
And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Back here at the U.S. Cellular Center, Emery Songer with you. And before we start the second set, leaders start at Central College, and scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. In the past year, 112 Central College student athletes received academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. Ankeny, the 4 seed, surprise, surprise, able to grab a 1-0 lead over number 1 Cedar Falls. But you know those Tigers, they are not going to go down without a fight. Elena Yates has her attempt blocked. Good dig right there by Kirsten Graves. Near side, down the line, kept in play. Joust the net, Emerson Green. One more attempt and getting it over. That time was Vasek. Yates makes no mistake there. Amazing dig by Kirsten Graves there. The libero kept that play alive on the first initial attack, and that will be our dig of the match, brought to you by Kruger Seeds. Next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first name service. Excellent work out of the libero there, and a nice little back play by Emerson Green. Quick 2-0 start here for Cedar Falls. Start sometimes with that defense. It'll wake you up. We know that they can attack, but that 25-21 loss in the first set certainly has wakened these Tigers up, it appears. Cross court. Good answer from Vasek. Substitution into the game. It will be Mallory Luther to come in, and she will serve. Subs, as always, throughout today's match, brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Luther on that left-hand side fires it across. Not a great reception that time by Wedgbury, but it will still lead to an attempt for Brown, but she's wide. So Ankeny immediately comes back with 2 points of their own and knots this thing up. The delivery from Luther. Green, back set. Jada Golden-Smith hasn't gotten going so far, and she is blocked and dug out here. We'll go with Brown. Yeah. She will not be denied. Time and time again, they will go to her. And she eventually is going to get hers. Already 8 kills in the match. Actually, they're going to put this one in play for Ankeny. Try to figure out what happened there. Give the point to Ankeny on the ace. Wish I could hear what the referees were talking about there, but either way, it's 4-2 in favor of Ankeny. And that ace means $5 more from Adrenaline Fundraising to support the IGHSAU for future state volleyball events. This one poked over into some space. Wedgbury, great job trying to keep it alive, but it's out of bounds, and Hawkettes a 5-2 lead. By the way, if your organization is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Well, for a little technicality after what we thought was a kill from Brown, is this going to flip over the net? And Scheib wins the joust up at the front of the net with Green. 6-2 Ankeny. How long does Coach Johnson roll with this before calling a timeout? His team falling behind again here. That's going to be long. A reprieve there on Luther's serve. So the setter Green goes back for Cedar Falls. She'll run up on it and put it in play. Luther, high dig. Schrader, and it'll just be played over by Casey Behrens. Oh, yeah, there's Jada Golden-Smith, the 5'9" senior, with her first big swing of the match that is successful. Green, long. Gave it right back. 7-4, Ankeny with the lead. As an underdog, it always makes it tougher for the favorite if they are playing from behind. You do not want to have to come back. Joaquin was put in that position, almost still made it happen. Brown far side with the full swing. This time, everything looked fine and legal, and it was. And the point to the Tigers. Brown will go back to serve. Behrens re-enters as the libero for Ankeny. Brown, the good dive, but it's going to be out. Ace serve. Luther couldn't handle it, and the ace is $5 more from Adrenaline Fundraising to the IGHSAU to support future state volleyball events. One away from tying the match here early in this second set. Luther much more in control this time. Near side. Doherty, dug out. Golden-Smith blocked. Doherty. Wiederin was there as well. So 8-6. It'll be Fiona Schrader. Lefty runs up from that far side. Brown digs it out. Green, Golden-Smith, tipped up in the air by Doherty. That far side just pushed across. Green, back set, Golden-Smith. Got to get that second, third player involved, whether that's Yates, Golden-Smith. They will swap out for each other here on the Kirsten Graves serve. Those are the players that are going to have to help out Acacia Brown. This dig eventually finds Riley Johnson. Just has to be bumped over. Here's Yates out of the middle. It's in. 8 up. Have to enjoy the back and forth. Ankeny proving they belong with this number 1 ranked team. Cedar Falls. Ace in front of the libero, Casey Behrens. Kirsten Graves gives the Tigers the lead. At ace is another $5 from Adrenaline Fundraising to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. If your organization needs fundraising help, you can give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. A little collision there on the dig, but they push it over. Yates out of the middle. Timeout, Ankeny. Cedar Falls, big run. They have a 2-point lead. 10-8 over Ankeny in the second set. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here during the timeout, Ankeny is on the side with all the fans of Cedar Falls, and their student section was screaming throughout the timeout, trying to make communication a problem for Ankeny in the huddle. This part of the gamesmanship and the fun atmosphere with the fans on top of you here at the U.S. Cellular Center. 10-8 is the score. Tigers of Cedar Falls the lead out of the timeout. The libero, Kirsten Graves, puts it in play. Back set, far side, Doherty. Brown's there, but it's into the net. Oh, somehow they keep it in, but they're going to say a lift will be called. It's a great effort from Green there just to keep it in play, but it will be a point on the violation to Ankeny. Malia Doherty now will put it back in play for the Hawkettes as they look to tie the match. Graves, Green, Yates. Quick set. When you have 6 feet 6 inches tall out of the middle, not going to be able to put it in a better spot on that quick set than just right above the net and let her use that height just to push it straight down. Schrader, near side, blocked. Bosek rejected by Green and Yates. Cedar Falls energy starting to lift up here from both their crowd and their team. Emmy Wedgbury back for another serve. Cross court ace. Wedgbury with the ace, meaning Adrenaline Fundraising, giving $5 more to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union to support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Schrader keeps it in the air. Wiederin finds the near side. Head coach Matthew Johnson thought a violation had occurred on the reception of serve. It did not. Great effort from Ankeny, and that was a must-have point, it felt like, as it starting to slip away there. Off the tape. Here's Yates again. Schrader on the back row does a good job keeping it in play. Riley Johnson, the senior, the pendulum swing all the way around, makes it a 13-11 match here in the second. Serve finds Brown. This is going to be tough. Green does a really nice job just getting it over the net on the poke and staying out of the net. Graves digs out the effort on the far side from Johnson. Out of the back row, Brown. High-quality volleyball from both sides. End of the match, Olivia Bronner at substitution. Brought to you by IMT Insurance. You can learn how to be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Bronner jogs up, puts it in play, and somehow goes over the net, but not for long. Yates, as it floated back to her side of the net, put it back down in an open space on the far side, and it's back to a 4-point advantage for the Tigers, 15-11. 7 kills for Yates now, really coming alive here in the second set. Serve floats long from Bronner, and that gives Ankeny a reprieve. Checking in is Lauren Willits, and she will serve for the Hawkettes. One step, knuckleball over, close to the net. Green finds Yates. The setter so important. Dodge the net, get the ball into a playable spot for your attacker. Wow, Yates really coming alive here. She will be replaced by Lexi Godfrey, who's in to serve and play defense, as the Yates spot in the rotation goes to the back row. Not sure. Schrader came over and was getting some information from Dave Williams, the head coach for Ankeny, and now talking with Kurt Wyken up on the stand. The Cedar Falls crowd wondering what's going on now. Schrader, captain, will come over and explain what Kurt Wyken had to say. A lot of times you'll see a coach talk to a player just to relay information, and sometimes without using a timeout can kind of break up a rhythm for a team on a run like Cedar Falls. Doesn't work this time. It's an ace from Lexi Godfrey. With every ace during this year's state tournament, Adrenaline Fundraising donates $5 to the IGHSAU, supporting future state volleyball events. If your organization is interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Godfrey. Schrader, this time, able to find Tribe. 17-13. Can Ankeny muster a rally here? Into the match, Mallory Luther. She will serve. Luther to the back row. Here's a set. Golden Smith, and they're going to say net violation. It landed in anyways, but Golden Smith was a little too close to the net, made some contact. Jean Denny here on this near side able to make that call. And it's 17-14 now after the net violation. And Luther Long. Those are the kind of things that, unfortunately, for Ankeny, cannot happen at this juncture. Now down by 4. Going to have to muster a couple of little three-point rallies, try to work their way back into the match. Down by 4 to a powerful Cedar Falls team, but they do have a 1-0 lead. Nice teardrop effort. Good dive by Wedgbury. Keeps it alive for Brown. She is the first in double figures as Acacia Brown. 10 already here, and we're just in the second set. Emerson Green, the run up and delivery. Diving out of the way, the last moment was Luther, and it was long. Heads up play by Mallory Luther, the senior. Thought about it, and then the last moment just dove out of the way, and it landed just long. Put in play from Scheib. Ace! McKenna Scheib with the ace. Another $5 to the IGHSAU from Adrenaline Fundraising. Ace is all over the place. Hawkettes, can they get another? Brown, Green. Brown again. Wide. No, they're going to say touch. Yes. It ended wide because it hit off of a Hawkette. 11 in the match. And Brown now on the serve. Schrader just tries to dump it over. Graves was there. Far side, Remmert. Good job by Behrens, the libero for Ankeny, just to keep that one in play. Wedgbury off the block. Cedar Falls in good shape now, leading by 5, 21-16 here in this second set. Trying to knot this at one set apiece. That was a second kill for Wedgbury in the match. Brown again on the serve. Luther, Schrader, near side. That was partially blocked, and Doherty gets credit for the kill. Johnson checks back in for Ankeny. That's another substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Schrader to deliver. Great serve. That's an ace. That is picture perfect. The side spin had some dip on it. Brown had nowhere to go with it. And that makes it 21-18. Another $5 from Adrenaline Fundraising. Schrader again. She's got a fastball coming there, but Golden Smith, beautiful set. Great job out of the back. Graves, Green, the passing's been great in the second set for the Tigers. And they have a 4-point advantage, 22-18, keeping the Hawkettes at arm's length. Kirsten Graves to serve. Right to the other libero, Casey Behrens. Out of the back row. This is blocked by Yates, who's back in. Kept alive by Doherty. Played across. And Yates, been unstoppable. And now Cedar Falls just 2 points away from tying us up at a set apiece. Graves. Received by Behrens. Back set, and it's a double hit. Six set points for the Tigers. The run up, and it's in. An ace serve for Graves on the back line, and that has tied us up at a set apiece. Tigers take the second set, 25-18. We'll be back with the third. We know we'll have at least 4 in this Class 5A semifinal. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
If you want to save more.
If you want a butcher who knows more.
If you want fewer aisles and more value.
Less quantity, more quality.
If you want more of this.
And this.
And this.
This is Fairway, and this is how we do more.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all into meat and grocery.
Putting our all and more into meat and grocery.
Central College has a new tuition price of just $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu.
At Casey's, we're here for early mornings and Friday nights. Here for the firsts and the traditions, through the good days and the tough times. We're here for the people who are here for each other. Casey's, here for our town, here for good. Now at Casey's, get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $9.99 each.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. Our city is buzzing. Catch what you've been missing today.
We head to the third set of what has been a wildly entertaining match to this point. Cedar Falls, the number 1 seed, 42-1 coming into this match. Ankeny, 37-5. Ankeny's shocking how they came out, and they hit Cedar Falls right in the mouth, winning 25-21 in the first set. But Cedar Falls, as the top team that they are, able to come right back and get themselves a 25-18 second set victory. So we're tied at 1 set apiece. We know we're going at least 4. And this third set starts with Olivia Bronner serving it for Cedar Falls. Schrader near side. Vosick continues to be kind of quiet. And through the block there. Can Doherty get to it? She can. And then Behrens bumps it over. Well done. Back set. Yates can't get it down either. Vosick, far side. Through the block. Right on cue. She gets off to a good start here in the third. Just a matter of time before a player of her caliber starts making a bigger impact. That's still 5 kills for her, however. She has still been very important. She'll be subbed out. Mallory Luther, the defensive specialist, will serve and play in the back row. That substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Green, near side. Brown, cross court. Behrens is there. But they're going to say a net violation. So the violation gives the point back to Cedar Falls. 1-1 early on, third set. Tied at 1 set apiece. Doherty blocked. Jada Golden-Smith and Emerson Green. The tandem on the block there. Lexi Godfrey hits the line. Luther thought that was going to sail wide. It turns out to be an ace serve. And with every ace in this year's tournament, Adrenaline Fundraising donates $5 to the IGHSAU to support future state volleyball events. If your group's interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Dumped into the back row. Green now going to set it up for Golden Smith. No velocity on that. And then Schrader. She tries the back line. Good job being in a good spot by Bronner. Schrader, far side. Doherty, teardrop. Not to be. Brown, blocked out of bounds. So the Tigers, 4-1 here early. If you're Ankeny, you got to keep remembering that you got to stay tight. The Cedar Falls team can run away from you in a quick hurry. Doherty has it blocked by Green and Golden-Smith. The blocking has been excellent. Doherty going to be lifted. It'll be Ava Reynolds, a sophomore. 119 kills on the year, certainly has been important as well. Doherty is not finding the range right now. Coach Dave Williams just looking for a little spark potentially. Schrader, back set, near side, Scheib is wide. Falling apart a little bit here for Ankeny early. Coach Williams trying to encourage his team, now down 6-1. Cedar Falls on a big roll here. Schrader looks, Reynolds, okay, off the bench. Okay. That's why he is the head coach of this excellent Hawkette team. Dave Wims finds the right button to push. And Ava Reynolds, on her first swing of the match, gets a kill. That ends the 5-point run for the Tigers. Here's Brown trying another one. It's blocked right back at her, however, by Schrader. Scheib in the air. Luther will bump it. Reynolds will just bump it over, but that will be long and wide. So maybe a little bit of jitters shown there. 7-2. It will be setter Emerson Green serving for Cedar Falls. Luther on the dig. Schrader. Back set. Reynolds long. Actually, that's Weeder in, and it was tipped. It was tipped, indeed. At the net on the block. Point Ankeny. Riley Johnson comes in, replacing Lauren Willits. That sub brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Schrader runs up, puts it in play. Brown, that's a tough dig, up by the net. She'll get it right back, though, hits the tape. Behrens, Schrader, back set, tough angle, goes cross court is Riley Johnson. Graves looks for Brown. Brown off the tip of Riley Johnson on this near side. Just kind of poked it, didn't fully swing, didn't need to, didn't really have room to, but got it off the right angle to where Johnson couldn't do anything with it, and it bounced out of bounds off her arm. 8-3. That's 13 kills for Brown, by the way, as she serves this in play. Behrens, Schrader, far side. Johnson, blocked. Luther's there. Schrader. Johnson again. Off the block, kept alive by Rimmer. Out of the back row, Brown. Had a stutter, but is able to still get it down on the back line. And it's 9-3. Cedar Falls always having the answer. Really looking like the number one team in the state now. Brown. Behrens for Schrader. She sets it up for Johnson. Johnson a little bit more controlled. Not a lot of velocity on this one. Remmert hits it into the net. Substitution into the game for Ankeny is Isabel Vacek. Vacek comes in. And Reynolds will stay in the match. She was going to serve. Just 10 aces this season. She played in about half possible set, and you can see Reynolds not quite on the serve. Doherty will re-enter, and she will play in the back row. Coach Wims, good words of advice for his sophomore, who did pick up a kill on her first swing, but a couple of shaky plays after that. Got to keep her engaged. Here's Johnson at the 10-foot line to the back row. That's a nice effort. Look at Brown, though, and then played over by Rimmer. Far side, Vacek in the net. How about that point by Cedar Falls? Give credit to all involved. Brown especially, not just an attacking extraordinaire, but diving to keep that play alive, well out of bounds. About 30 feet away from the net. Behrens, bump set. Vacek's blocked at the net by Elena Yates. Timeout, Ankeny. Cedar Falls rolling here in the third. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
12-4 our score in the third set. Number one, Cedar Falls. That train is rolling now. Ankeny, I think, stunned him a little bit in that first set, but a great response by the number one team, Matthew Johnson. And Cedar Falls able to get a 25-18 win in the second set. And now Kirsten Graves serves with her team leading 12-4 here in the third set, looking to take a 2-1 lead. 13 points away from doing so, still plenty of time, but Ankeny's got to get going now. Wiederens kill attempt was dug out by Brown on the back end. This time is Vasek, and she will get credit for the kill, as Graves can't handle it on the back end. Got to go with like a 3-4 points in a row here if you're Ankeny. Try to keep Cedar Falls to one and dones for a while. Go on little runs yourself. Chip away at this lead. Barron's on the serve for Ankeny. Set up. Oh, Yates hits the line. 10 kills in the match for Yates now. To have her as your secondary player behind Brown, your secondary target. Almost unfair to have 6 feet 6 inches playing out of the middle. You can just do anything with her out of that position. Scheib goes across her body, but Brown's there. Her digging's been amazing in this set, and Yates, how about another? She'll take seconds. Cedar Falls just will not allow the Hawkettes to get a run going. Wedgbury on the serve. Schrader for Scheib. Brown's there. Oh, look at Green. Good effort by Barons, but not to be. Another timeout, Ankeny. Cedar Falls has it all working now. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Businesses are hiring DMAC grads.
DMAC's tuned into what the employers in the central Iowa area are looking for. They offer those courses and degrees in those areas that makes it very highly marketable.
A majority of jobs available just require the technical skills, the hands-on skills that you get with a 2-year degree. DMAC is more a model of the future because the students are employable right away.
I think DMAC does a great job of preparing you for life.
DMAC, life's calling.
Well, Cedar Falls, it was a little shaky at first, but they have really zapped the energy out of the Ankeny Sails. 15-5, they lead it here in this third set. You don't want to say the set's a lost cause because you still can get something out of this even if you don't win it. What I say you got to do is try to get a couple players rolling here. Might not be able to complete a comeback. It's still possible, obviously. They still need 10 points to Cedar Falls. But you got to get a couple players going and head into the fourth set with some confidence. Block at the net is going to be sent right back where it came from. Somehow kept in play by Doherty. Vasek just passes it over. Green, middle, Yates, yes! The serve put back in play, 16-5 Tigers. Out of the back will be Barons. In the middle, Yates off the block. Schrader just pokes it. Barons and Riley Johnson pushes it across. Green had a good idea, but it did not fool Vasek and Scheib. Vasek specifically skying over the net. Read that one beautifully to put it back where it came from and took Cedar Falls off guard when it was Green trying to do the opposite. But immediately a wide serve here from Lauren Willits. Substitution back into the game, Olivia Bronner. She will serve with a 17-6 lead. Substitutions in today's match brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Schrader, she tries on the second hit to dump it over. It'll work. Schrader, that's just the second kill that she has. She's not an attacker, so that's not a huge number. Her passing's been solid as well. The real difference has just been the efficiency on the attack by Cedar Falls in these last couple of sets. Mallory Luther checks in. She's going to serve for the Hawkettes. Looking for anything positive at this point in this third set, my mistake. Brown blocked, Scheib and Schrader. See if Luther can make another good serve. Green will set to this near side. Brown, she'll go cross court. Back in is Lexi Godfrey to serve. 15 kills in the match for Acacia Brown. She's up front along with Golden Smith. They'll be the primary attackers here with Yates on the bench. Far side, Wiederin. Yeah. That's Ava Reynolds, actually. So Reynolds gets back in the match. Wiederin just now checking back in, but how about Reynolds? At sophomore, not being shaken at all by this stage. Run up by Scheib. There's the dig out. And Brown at the 10-foot line. Tipped, kept alive. Going for Reynolds again on that far side. And Green tries. No. Scheib out of the back row. Green, it's right at the net. It's a joust. Hits the net, hit the antenna, and it's going to be point to Ankeny. They're going to say it was Brown who hit it into the antenna. Brown and Matthew Johnson. Matthew Johnson pointing over to this line judge. Line judge saying that it hit the antenna, but the antenna, it depends on who said the antenna, and they're going to talk with the line judges. It'll be interesting to see now if this discussion results in a change in point. One side will be happy, one side will not. That obviously happens with every call. And it will be Cedar Falls point. So after a discussion with the line judges, Kurt Wyken adjusts the call. Schrader going to go over. Dave Wims talking to Gene Denny down here on this side as well. Ankeny felt as though after the call, it was Brown and Schrader. Schrader's doing the talking with the officials. It was Brown and Schrader who jousted at the top, and the ball hit the antenna, which means it's out. It's just who hit it into the antenna, and eventually they say it was Schrader who touched it into the antenna. Either way, 19-9, still Cedar Falls leading big. Big, fearless swing from Reynolds. You gotta love what you're seeing from this young player as well. You won't see a lot of coaches take out one of the top attackers, Malia Doherty. Just try to shake things up with your team trailing big, try to get another player rolling here. You know Doherty's still going to factor into this match later on as Golden Smith threw the block. But you got to give a lot of credit. Lexi Stevens also into the match for Ankeny. Coach Williams using this opportunity to try to get some other players into the match, get them some state tournament experience. Stevens also a sophomore. But Stevens can't handle that serve from Brown. It'll be her third ace. And for every ace in this year's tourney, Adrenaline Fundraising donates $5 to the IGHSAU, supporting future state volleyball events. If your group's interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Now, Coach Wims really animated with the conversation with Gene Denny, the floor judge.
We have a replay.
Well, now they're going to replay that point, so they're going to take the ace off the board.
Serving is number 21, Acacia Brown.
So, again, it'd be great for us to know exactly what was said and what led to that decision. As Reynolds hits the top of the tape, it goes out of bounds, point to Cedar Falls. Ankeny crowd thought that it was tipped, but it actually hit the top of the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, sportsmanship, please. Let's not have items thrown onto the floor. We want all the players to play safely.
And now, sportsmanship is being told from the referees, PA announcer. Have items that have fallen out of the stands. A little contentious third set here, despite the wide margin of score, 21-10 in favor of Cedar Falls. Both coaches have been animated. The players on the floor have been animated. Had several strange points. Security now taking some eyeballs to the stands, trying to see if they notice any unruly fans. Brown now will serve it again. And her serve is long. So after all that, Brown goes long. So take an ace off the board. Going to get Vosick and Doherty back in. Doherty will come in to serve, replacing Reynolds. Stevens sits down. Vosick is back in. Those substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance on how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Here's the bump. Remmert near side. Out of the middle. Wiederin into the action. 4 kills for her. She's the kind of player that you'd like to get going in a positive direction heading into this 4th set. It will take a minor miracle for Ankeny to come back in this set. Golden Smith into the net. A few consecutive points here for Ankeny. They've cut it down to 21-13. Still a very long way to go. Got to play almost perfect. You'd think they'd have to get it within 3 or 4 right here to even give themselves a chance. Doherty on serve. Remmert is set for Golden Smith off the block. Wiederin was there, just could not get enough of it. And we know that Jada Golden Smith is an excellent attacker as well. She has 5 kills in the match. So Kirsten Graves now her team 3 points away from taking a 2-1 lead. Oh, there's a great swing by Wiederin. Cross her body, swinging out to the near side. Through the block and down. Scheib checks in. She'll play up front. Replacing Wiederin. Back to serve is Casey Behrens, the senior libero. Woodsbury, Green, Rimmer. The freshman has 2 now, but they go to her with confidence, even with all the other options they have on the team, as Wedgbury is serving. Schrader, near side, Riley Johnson. Good dig again by Brown. Little dump over. Schrader, back set, Johnson. It'll work. 23-15. Haley Grubb now will enter. She will be asked to serve with the team trailing 23-15. Grubb does have 10 aces on the season. Brown did not field that well, and it'll be an ace for Grubb. Hawkettes, although still down by 7, a little bit of positive momentum here on a little 6-2 run. And that ace means $5 more to the IGHSAU from Adrenaline Fundraising. Grubb, again, that hits the tape and just floats out. The serve giveth and the serve taketh away. As Willits now will check back in for Ankeny. Back into the match is Bronner. Set point. Bronner hits the tape. Behrens, Schrader, poked over. Wedgbury, they're going to set it for Yates. 13 for her, 15 for Acacia Brown. Cedar Falls 1 set away from going to the Class 5A state championship game. We'll have the 4th set for you coming up. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right, you decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Number 1, Cedar Falls leading 2-1. Ankeny got off to the hot start, but Cedar Falls has worn them out the last couple of sets, 25-18, 25-16. Ankeny is going to be important to get up early, score very, very often. We'll see how the rotations are. Let's see if Coach Wims sticks with some of the younger players that he inserted throughout the duration of that third set. And it looks like he will for the time being, as Lexi Stevens is set to serve it and get us started here. It is a full team. Stevens for Ankeny, puts it in play. Green, and then Wedgbury just passes it over. Wasn't a great reception of serve. Here to the near side, off the tape, falling backwards and still keeping it up is Graves, but it'll be a point to Ankeny as a double hit on the pass over. Like I said, you would think Ankeny would want to play this from about 2, 3, 4 points up throughout, at the very least. And long on the serve. When you use players like Lexi Stevens, who only has 5 aces, had only appeared in 26 sets all season coming into the state tournament, obviously she can play. That's why she's on the varsity team as a sophomore, but sometimes there are some jitters, as Scheib will get a kill, hit the tape, and then the block, and goes out. Good work from McKenna Scheib. As Mallory Luther and now Ava Reynolds will check in for Doherty. Those substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Luther on the serve. Set up in the middle for Golden Smith. Man, she can hop. Springs in those legs. And the big right arm gives the Tigers their second point of this fourth set. Serve put in play. Here to the near side. That's a huge swing from Ava Reynolds. She does not look shaken by this set at all. She is absolutely showing that she belongs at this level. And she's got 4 kills in the match. Right up there with everybody else's. There'll be an ace serve for McKenna Scheib. Every ace this year at the state volleyball tournament means that Adrenaline Fundraising will donate $5 to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union to support future state volleyball events. If your group is interested in learning how to improve their fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Jada Golden Smith immediately thereafter gets her 7th kill of the match. Hawkettes a 4-3 lead. Tigers will have Acacia Brown on the serve. She steps into it, floats it up. Luther, Schrader, long run, but it works out for Wiederin, who loves to come from the middle to that outside. Come for that middle, you float outside. That is a tough angle to defend, as a set is leading the player wide, and then to play it back across your body, get a lot of power generated, and it is really tough to guess where that's going to go. Service error from Schrader, though. Gives it back to the Tigers. They still trail by 1. Here's the libero Graves. Luther, Schrader, near side. Johnson blocked out of bounds. Johnson gets credit for the kill, or 5th. Doherty comes back in the game. She's kind of taken more of a defensive specialist role with Reynolds swinging the way she is. Doherty was struggling in that early portion of that 3rd set, and Coach Wims went with the substitution. It's worked out for Reynolds, and Doherty is still trying to defend, but that is a huge swing and kill from Wedgbury as the teams trade points here in the early section of this 4th set. I believe Valley is very close on that 2nd court, as there's an ace serve, Wedgbury. Emmy Wedgbury gives $5 more from Adrenaline Fundraising to the IGHSAU. This one put down and pushed across. Kept alive, Yates. No, point Ankeny, double hit. So Ankeny gets the point and takes a 7-6 lead. Valley has indeed, in straight sets, taken out Pleasant Valley, so the Valley Tigers into the state final, awaiting the winner of this match. Yates dug out in the back end by Schrader, and it'll be Doherty who plays it from the back row. Good play by Green on the 2nd hit, just dumping it over, and Green will get credit for her 3rd kill of the match. Back and forth we go here in the semifinals in Class 5A. The run-up. Oh, it's an ace. Olivia Bronner again with an excellent serve. This time it is an ace, her 1st of the match. $5 more from Adrenaline Fundraising to the IGHSAU for future state volleyball events. Bronner, another fastball. Doherty, Schrader, near side. Handled. Look at Green diving on the floor. Brown blocked though. McKenna Shibe. Solo block on Acacia Brown. Tough to do, but done successfully. Johnson exits. It will be Lexi Stevens back to serve. Coach Wims continue to trust Reynolds and Stevens, the young players here, but again long. Gonna have to minimize those errors if you want to pull off this upset if you're Ankeny. Serve put in play by Lexi Godfrey. Schrader, the bump set. Vasek. Green, blocked by Vasek. Good heads-up play. Here is a little tip by Golden Smith. Ankeny's there. Played over. Set for Brown. Blocked, kept alive. Green looks for the back corner, but hits it wide. We are still tied 9-9. Both teams back and forth. Luther in to serve. Reynolds in. She'll play up front for Doherty. 9-9. Those subs brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Bronner. Green, Brown. Cross court. Down. Luther says that's out, but it wasn't out, according to the line judge. I mean, it looked pretty good from up here, but I am not on the floor. And for Brown, that's 16 in the match. Luther, Schrader, near side for Reynolds, another full swing. Good dig by Bronner on the back end. Brown, cross court, this one to land in front of Luther on the dive. And now, for the first time, a 2-point lead for Cedar Falls in this 4th set. 17 kills in the match. Brown continues to be as dangerous as anybody in Class 5A. Luther, Schrader, Shibe, wide. Emerson Green to serve again. You would think another point or two here. Coach Wims for Ankeny would have to use a timeout, try to halt some of this momentum. Schrader, smart play on the second hit, dumps it over. That's a huge point for Ankeny. Scheib now back to serve. The run up. Here's Brown. Oh, yeah. Nothing you're going to do there. Gets that run up, gets the big swing. She can get it past that block. It's so hard out of that back row. Brown is back to serve. Luther keeps it alive out of the back row. Played back over. Here's Jada Golden Smith. (14-10). Brown runs up with her team a 4-point advantage. Luther, this is a tough play. Joust at the net, won by Ankeny. Still alive though. Golden Smith to the back row. Luther, Schrader, Reynolds. 5 kills for Reynolds. It'll be Schrader back to serve for Ankeny, in desperate need of a couple of points here on the serve. Coach Wims letting his team play through this. Taken by Graves, Green, Wedgbury. It's actually Rimmer on that side, my mistake. Reynolds again, this time a little more controlled. Brown, Green, Golden Smith. Really coming alive is Jada Golden Smith. 9 kills for her. A 15-11 lead for Cedar Falls. Kirsten Graves to serve. Bumped into the air. Set, near side. Riley Johnson hits the net. Just to the wide side of the floor. And now it's a 5-point advantage. Still no timeout. Here comes the serve for Graves. Schrader, good hustling effort. Played across by Scheib. Here to the near side is Wedgbury. Luther got it. Far side, Johnson. Wedgbury dives, keeps it alive, and then Rembert blocked at the net. Wiederin gets credit for the block. Now it's Doherty back to serve for Ankeny. I say it every time. They need to go on a little bit of a run. Down by 4. Would like to make it 1 or 2 by the time they give it back. Doherty, Wedgbury, Emerson, Brown out of the back. (19) in the match for Acacia Brown. And Cedar Falls still just not allowing Ankeny to go on a run. Tough play. This is blocked at the top of the net by Green. Who's it going to be? Back over the top of the net. That was just a contentious play all the way around for Ankeny. Could not really get a hold of it with the passing up near the net. Just floated onto the Cedar Falls side, and the 6'6" Elena Yates able just to dunk it down on the side of the Hawkettes. Big swing wide from Wiederin on the far side. And now a 7-point advantage, 19-12 in favor of Cedar Falls. They're starting to feel it as they look to meet West Des Moines Valley in the championship match tomorrow. Schrader coming out of the back, Doherty. It's set, Yates. (15) for Yates. That's on top of 19 for Brown, 9 for Golden Smith. All of the attackers really coming through big for the Cedar Falls Tigers. Long serve from Wedgbury, gives it back to Ankeny, but down by 7. Truly needing some otherworldly comeback here to keep their season alive. Behrens. Green, Yates, out of the middle, almost unstoppable at this point. That quick set, the blockers cannot get ready. As soon as the blockers try to anticipate that, the outside is going to be completely wide open. Grubb will come in to play defense, replacing Doherty. Olivia Bronner finds Grubb. She plays it. Far side, Johnson. Dugout. Green, Yates. Oh, my. It's almost automatic at this point. If Green keeps putting it in that wheelhouse up by the net, I don't know how you stop it. 22-13. Bronner again. Off the tape, an ace. And with every ace during this year's tournament, Adrenaline Fundraising will donate $5 to the IGHSAU to support future state volleyball events. And if your group's interested in learning how to grow your fundraising, give Adrenaline Fundraising a call. Bronner. Here out of the middle, they're shy with a big swing. But it may be too late for Ankeny. Just 2 points away. It will be Lexi Stevens. Stevens. This is going to be Brown. Unbelievable. I mean, when we do our Casey's player of the game after this game is over, Brown and Yates, I mean, we very well could have co-players of the game, the way that they have been so dominant through this one. 24-14. Cedar Falls with the advantage and a match point. Partially blocked. Green. It'll be Brown. Oh, blocked down. Not going away without a fight is Ankeny. Scheib and Fiona Schrader were there. Luther will serve for the Hawkettes. Reynolds comes back in as well. Luther steps into it. The bump. Green. Golden Smith hits the line, and that's it. Cedar Falls, 3 straight set wins, gets them into the championship match. They'll take on West Des Moines Valley. Our Casey's player of the game, we're going to go with 2 of them. Both Acacia Brown with 21 kills. Elena Yates with 17. They are both our Casey's players of the match. Unbelievable outing for both of them, and they will have an opportunity to win a state championship tomorrow against West Des Moines Valley. Fans, Casey's General Stores is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's players of the match. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Visit Casey's.com or the Casey's mobile app for easy ordering and specials. And once again, congrats to Elena Yates and Acacia Brown on being named today's Casey's players of the match. Great season for Ankeny. Nothing to hang their head about. They gave it a run, but Cedar Falls just too much on this one. That'll do it for us here for our Class 5A semifinals. The Class 4A semifinals will be on deck. That will be between Sergeant Bluff Luton and West Delaware coming up in about 20 minutes or so. For our producer, Justin Wohlberg, and our cameraman, Randy Nielsen, my name's Emery Songer, signing off from Cedar Rapids. Once again, final score, Cedar Falls wins it 3-1 over Ankeny in the state semifinals. Cedar Falls plays Valley in the championship match tomorrow. Thanks for watching our live coverage of the 2019 Girls State Volleyball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.